Chapter 3. The Lilith Myth. 11:00 a.m. I woke up from a heavy sleep, interspersed with visions of lost paradises, divine presences and temptations. I thought about the previous night like an absolutely strange dream, and decided that I would change the brand of whiskey I had been drinking. Clearly, this one wasn't doing me any favors. I got up with a headache the size of the world, a clear sign of a hangover, but on the other hand, the rest of my body didn't feel like it. I was, in fact, hungry. Very hungry. I decided to eat something, got up, headed to the kitchen, and as I passed through the living room, which was on the way, I noticed the sweet perfume still lingering in the air, soft but full of insistence. My headache immediately disappeared, as if that perfume contained the remedy for my ills. On the living room table, the Bible she had fetched from the shelf and given me to read. It hadn't been a dream after all. She had been there present, whoever she was. My entire rational being refused to believe that I had been talking to a mythological character, at least in her own words. Nevertheless, it was fascinating. I decided I would search for references to Lilith. I ate, grabbed my car, and was in Lisbon little more than an hour later. I went home to get my laptop and then headed to downtown, in search of some bookstore that had works related to esoterica, and where I could find this character. By mid-afternoon, I was heading back to my isolation, with a handful of books under my arm and a laptop with mobile internet. The following week was spent reading avidly about Lilith, and I discovered that she was almost always associated with demons and succubi. She was the temptress, a vengeful demon who roamed the world, killing children in their cradles and even in the wombs of mothers, who tempted young men who slept alone to impregnate her, so she gave birth to demonic creatures, and a host of other things, none of them very flattering. She was a figure found across almost all civilizations, with representations in Sumeria, Egypt, Greece, and consequently in Rome, and throughout the Middle Ages. It was customary to place amulets above doorways, or on the walls of children's rooms with the inscription Lilithobi, which means Lilith, go away, to protect them from sudden death. Some scholars even considered that this expression is the origin of the English word lullaby, originally referring to an invocation or prayer sung to protect children from Lilith during sleep. On the other hand, she was beginning to be seen today as a symbol of female independence and the quest for equality between the sexes. There were even magazines and music festivals with her name. My head filled with unanswered questions.